Thank you for joining me this evening. Take a moment to settle yourself down on your mat. I'm seeing here a little moth jumping around. Got a little distracted there. All right, settle down on your mat and take a nice breath in. On the exhale, feel the weight of your body coming down. Another breath in, just feel the breath slowly entering the nose and filling the body. At the top of the in-breath, breathe in just a bit more, and then a slow, long exhale. And then repeating that pattern for a few breaths. Welcoming yourself here to practice. And then resuming kind of a natural breath. And focusing for 2 or 3 breaths on gratitude. Gratitude for just this moment. Nothing more. This moment is good enough to be grateful for. Appreciate this moment of your life. The sensations in the body and being present here in your life. And then 3 breaths, moving on to trust. What do you trust? Trusting in yourself and your practice and your friends, your family. And then moving on to 3 breaths for love. What is it that you love? And just letting yourself sink into that a bit. The people that matter to you, the things that matter to you. And then our last thought is service. What is it that we are ready to serve? Or how can I serve those that I love, or the things that I love, the practices I love? And then another full breath in. A slow exhale. Feel the length through the spine and through the top of the crown, and gently turn your nose over towards the right shoulder and dip the nose towards the shoulder, lengthening out the neck on the other side as your left shoulder drifts back just a bit. Inhale as you lift up and come through center. Exhale, dip the nose towards your left shoulder, drawing the right shoulder back and away. Inhale, back to center. Drop the chin towards the chest. Just roll a little bit to each side. And then roll your shoulders a few times as you slowly bring the crown of the head up. Arriving here for practice. Reach your arms out into that T and roll the thumbs back. Feeling the chest lift out and those shoulder blades come back together. Drop that right hand to the mat. Sweep over. Nice side bend, side stretch. Inhale, come through the center. Exhale, side stretch. Feel the ribs expand a bit. Inhale through center. Exhale, side bend. Ribs on the left, opening. Coming through the center. Side bend or side stretch on this side. Coming on back to center. Bring your hands to prayer. Exhale here. Inhale, open to cactus, draw the elbows back, lift the heart, exhale, coming back to center. Drop your hand on the inside of the knee and then sweep open. And as you sweep open, turn from the base of the spine through the spine and let that right hand reach back. Exhale back to namaste. Inhale, open cactus. Exhale, namaste. And drop your right hand and sweep open, turning all the way through the spine, from the tailbone through the crown. Inhale back to center, or exhale back to center. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, center. And twist to the right. Exhale, center. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, center. Inhale, twist to the left. Coming back to center, just check out those shoulders and the upper body, see how it's feeling. And then let's find our way over onto our hands and knees. Continue our warm-up period. A little cat-cow here, just warming up the spine. Just might let the backbone lift up to the sky and shake the hips a little bit left and right to stretch out the sides again. Tuck the toes, gazing forward, Bidhilasana. Exhale, Marjariasana. 2 or 3 times here with cat-cow. And bring your hands one handprint forward. Let your hips come forward a little bit towards the mat as you squeeze the glutes and lift the heart. Exhale. Push your hips back, lengthen out from fingertips towards tailbone. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Just warming up here. Inhale. Feel a little softness in the elbows as you do this. And one more breath. And exhale back. Then tuck your toes and float into your plank. Exhale up to down dog. Always enjoy pedaling out the calves here. Lengthening as you drop the chest towards the thighs. Inhale back to plank. Exhale, push it up, down dog. Pedal the heels again, lengthening those calves. Gonna have some fun working on our legs tonight. Getting some good stretches in the legs and a little strengthening. Always like to see if I can get my heels towards the mat. That helps get a little ankle flexibility. Inhale forward one more time, plank. Exhale, push it up to down dog. And then slowly walk your feet up towards your forward fold. And once you're in your fold, you can have some softness in your knees if you'd like. Bring both hands over to that left ankle as you bend the right knee. And take a little bit of a twist towards that left knee. Inhale back through center, exhale, turning towards the other side. Left knee is bent, right leg straight, and turn towards the right side. Inhale back to center. And just exhale here and forward fold. Inhale, a halfway lift. Feel that spine lengthen. Tailbone reaching back, crown forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up. And release. Beautiful. We're up into our standing posture. We have a nice little warm-up happening in our body. Okay, let's take just a little balance posture for us today. Start with all your weight in your right foot and come to your tree pose. So holding a focus point and then lift out of that right leg and open up into your tree. Breathing there for 1, 2, 3 breaths. And then slide it out into star for 3, 2, 1 more. And soften down. We'll take those moves on the other side. Coming into your tree posture. 3. 1 more breath. Open up into your star for 3 breaths. 1 more. And release. Okay, so get a little balance going on there. It always helps to hold a focus point, but sometimes it's good to challenge yourself too. Let's come to the top of our mat, and I will be using a block in some of our flow tonight, so have a block nearby. Finding your mountain posture, just settling the weight in the heels, and then lift and spread your toes, make them nice and wide, your foot sturdy on the mat. Feel that tallness coming up through your body. And then settle with your intention for practice tonight on your heart. Again, maybe that bit of gratitude. Gratitude for your practice, for this moment of your journey. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, and step back on the right, coming to our runner's lunge. 2 lanes of traffic. We'll keep our right hand down. Turn the heart towards the left knee and lift up through the hand for 3 breaths. As you bring the hand down, bring a block alongside the foot and come to pyramid. Draw that left hip back. So you get a nice long leg on the left. Drop the right heel and the left heel both towards 6 o'clock. Flatten the back and lower the heart just a bit towards the knee. A little micro bend in the knee to keep it comfortable. But a pretty intense stretch on the back of the left leg. And then softening that knee, bringing it right over the ankle. And this time turn that back heel to 3 o'clock as you land the elbow on the knee. And open that right arm up to extended side angle. Now we're looking the opposite direction. Hold it for 3 breaths. On your 3rd breath, let that top arm slide over the ear, reaching from heel to fingertip. Beautiful. Set your block aside. Plant your hands, step back for your flow. Taking knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, down dog. Inhale the right foot up. Bend the knee and stack the hips. And then bring that right wrist forward, the right knee forward, right behind the right wrist. And slide that shin forward just a little bit more if you can for pigeon on this side. Getting that stretch in the outer right hip. Lifting up from the tailbone all the way through the crown. Holding for 2 or 3 breaths. And gently releasing as you let that right foot go back up to the sky. Exhale and bring the right foot forward between the hands. Leave the left hand down and the right hand comes up. Bring the right hand down, step to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep to the top. And release. Okay, a little warm up on that side, and we'll come and do it on the other side as well. So finding your mountain posture again. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, and step back this time on the left. Placing your left hand down. Turn that right hand, we were just here, so you might feel that in your body. Right hand up to the sky, runner's lunge twist for 3, 2, 1. Bring the right hand down, take a block on the inside of that right foot. Hop the back foot forward just enough so that you can drop the heel towards the mat. And then begin to draw that right hip back for pyramid here. I'm going to draw that in for 3 breaths here. Letting the heart slowly float towards the knee. Listening to what's comfortable in your body as you bring this stretch to your back of your right leg. Then slowly bringing that right knee directly over the ankle, turning the back heel towards 3 o'clock. And the right elbow on the knee, the left arm reaches up for the sky, extended side angle. 3 breaths, draw the pelvic floor in, the navel to the spine. And then let that left arm slide over the ear, reaching up. And then bringing that left hand down. Step the right foot back, coming into your plank. Let your knees down, your chest and chin down. Inhale, lifting up, cobra. Exhale, push yourself to down dog. Lift the left leg up. Stack the the hips, bend the knee. And then bring that left knee behind the left wrist for our pigeon on this side. And again, I like to use my right hand to draw that chin forward a little bit. Help intensify that stretch. So each of us is built just a little different, especially in the hips. So work with what feels right in your body. Keeping the ankle flexed, the knee comfortable, and breathing. And then we're going to go ahead and frame out our hands again and push that left foot up to the sky. On the exhale, step it forward between the hands. We'll take the runner's lunge twist here for 3 breaths. And bring the hand down and step to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. And release. Very good. Okay, so now we'll move to our second flow, and this flow is a little longer than usual, and so just kind of pace yourself as you're going through it, knowing that we'll just keep moving from pose to pose and we'll eventually get to the other side, but keep using the breath to re-energize yourself as you're doing this longer flow. So finding your mountain posture. Feeling yourself landing in that and finding your breath. Just noticing the mind as I've mentioned a longer flow. What happens in your mind? Does that make you look forward to it? Does it make you a little intimidated by it, knowing you're always in control of your own practice? Just noticing the whole experience for yourself. Reach the arms back a little. On the inhale, come into your chair. Lifting the heart, landing in the heels. Push the heels away from each other and the knees a little bit away from each other as your heart lifts. Breathing for 3, 2, 1 more. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold and step back to our plank. We're going to hold our plank for 3 breaths. Lift the tailbone just a bit. Option to bring your knees down, but definitely bring your elbows down, coming into dolphin plank for 3 breaths.
first working our arms, huh? And then lift on up, back to plank. Option to bring your knees down before you do, and 3 breaths in plank. Push to down dog. Feel the release, cleansing breath. Inhale, lift the right foot. Lift it nice and high. Point that toe to the sky. Exhale, bring the foot between the hands. Drop the back heel down. We're going to come to triangle posture. Option to bring that block on the outside of the right ankle, or to just bring your hand to the inside of the right calf. Whatever works for you. Lift the left hand up to the sky so you have a good distance between the 2 feet. Good weight into both feet. And opening the chest and heart to the side as you draw that right hip back. One more breath. Gently bring weight to the back heel as you float into warrior 2. Soften the ankle to land right over, the knee to land right over the ankle. Couple breaths here in warrior 2. Feel the arms parallel to the earth. Slowly bring that right elbow to the knee. Lift up through that left arm. Extended side angle for 3 breaths. On the second breath, bring it over the ear. And then for the last breath, bring that bottom arm up like you're holding the big beach ball for 1 more breath. And then sweep back to warrior 2. We'll come into a reverse warrior. Come back to warrior 2. Gently turn both toes to meet the long edge of the mat. So you're in a full straddle, and you can bring your hands to your hips if you'd like. Squeeze the glutes so you open up the front of the hips and lift through the heart. And you can also bring your hands behind the sacrum. Lift through the heart this way, squeeze. Bring the hands to the hips, and we'll heel toe our feet together to a 3/4 stride and drop into our goddess squat. Okay, so the knees are up over the ankles, little bend in the knees. Feel the elbows reach back, feel the back engaged. And to challenge ourselves, this is optional, lift the right heel so you come up on the toe, and then the left. And just go back and forth a couple times. Or option to do both feet. So that gets a little more challenging for me. Coming up on the toes on both feet. And bring them down if you like, and try again. Keep those elbows back. 1 more time. And down. And then lift up through your fingertips and release. Heel toe the feet apart again for that full straddle. Now the heels are out a little further than the toes. Reach the chest forward as you press on the tops of the thighs, and slowly let the heart come down to the mat. Walk the hands to the back foot. Feel a little stretch as you bring yourself towards that left knee. Bring the block right there next to that left foot and take a side lunge on this side. Lengthening out the inner thigh on the right. Then move back across in a rainbow towards the front foot. Turn those toes to the top of the mat and take a bit of a side lunge on this side. Letting the hips lower, getting a nice stretch to the inner thigh. Set the block aside and slowly sweep up to your warrior 2 again. come to reverse warrior. Back to warrior 2. Sweep the back hand forward for warrior 1 and move this position of the back foot so that the toes are at 10 o'clock. Lifting into warrior 1. Keep that knee directly over the ankle. Let the hands come behind the sacrum. Draw the hands down as the heart lifts. And then we'll exhale into our humble warrior. Release the hands to the block. Bring it to the inside of the right foot. Lift the back heel and come to pyramid. 2 lanes of traffic. Draw that right hip back. The legs may get a little tired from this longer flow, but we'll switch sides very soon. Walk the hands over the top of the block and spread your hands out into your tripod as you lift into standing split. You can take your gaze behind you if that's okay. Couple breaths. And then take your block, bring it out at a diagonal from your right foot and open into half moon. Stacking the hips, stacking the arms. Bend or flex the left ankle. Breathing for 3 breaths. And then gently letting that back heel come back down. One more time to warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Reach for the sky, reach for the earth. And flow. Bring those hands down to the mat. Step the right foot back for plank. We'll take 3 breaths in plank. We've switched the workout to the arms now. Coming down onto your elbows. Dolphin plank, 3 breaths. Option to drop your knees at any point. Keep the low back lifted. Walk yourself back up to plank for 3 breaths. Keep the neck long. Push to down dog. Or coming to child's pose. 2 or 3 breaths here as we recover in that posture. Now we'll move the work to the other side. Lift the left foot up, point the toes, and keep lifting, lifting, lifting. Exhale, bring that foot forward between the hands. Drop the back heel down, coming to Trikonasana. Block on the outside of that left ankle is one option, or find your triangle posture. Breathing as you draw that left hip back, create a little space in the top of the thigh and the abdomen. Inhale, fill the body. Exhale, draw in the pelvic floor and the low abdomen. Slowly floating up, warrior 2. 3 breaths here. Bring the elbow down to the knee. Extended side angle, reach that right arm up. Bring the arm over the ear for a breath. And then the challenge, to hold the beach ball for a breath. Float the hands back to warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. Straighten that front leg, turn the toes to the long edge of the mat, coming to our straddle again. So just take a moment to let the heels get out a little bit further than the toes, and then squeeze the glutes and open the front of the hips. Need a good stretch there, maybe even feeling the stretch on the inner thighs a bit. Then we'll heel to toe together for that 3/4 posture or pose. Bring the heels down and the knees bent, the arms into cactus, and we'll take our goddess squat here. You can do moons if you'd like to, sweeping the moon, or if you'd like to continue the challenge in the heels. That's what I'm going to do tonight. So lift the right heel, then the left, and the option to switch back and forth or to do both. Holding up in both heels and dropping and lifting up in both. Seeing if you can get up onto the balls of the feet if you can without losing our balance. This could be a balanced posture. And drop your heels. One more time. Up onto the balls of those toes if you can. Oh, my feet want to go down. And release. Okay, heel toe apart for a good straddle again. That was a challenging posture, wasn't it? Bring your hands to the outside of the thighs. Let the heart lean forward as the tailbone comes back. Slowly sliding your hands down the outside of the legs. Coming down towards the ankles, a little softness in the knees. Let the heart reach towards the floor as you draw a little tension on both hands as they're pulling on the ankles. And breathing and then just enjoying that stretch a bit. Or release your hands to the mat. Let the tailbone go back so your fingertips reach forward. Let the neck be comfortable and long. Released. Then walk the hands through the legs. Nod the head both directions. Walk your hands towards the back of the mat. Turn those toes to meet the short edge of the mat. Bring a block to the inside of that leg and drop into your side lunge. Breathing for 2 or 3 breaths here. Good stretch on the inner thigh. And then leaving that block on the back side and walking to the front edge of the mat. Holding now the back toes turning to the long edge of the mat and the front toes turning to the short edge of the mat. And bring yourself into that side lunge on this side. Getting a bit of a stretch there. And then set your block aside. And bring yourself back up to your warrior two posture. The back toes at 3 o'clock. The front knee right over the ankle. Reverse warrior for 3 breaths. Feel the lift in the back kneecap. And warrior two. Feel the distance between the fingertips. Bring that back hand forward, coming to warrior one. Let the back heel drift back a little bit. And the toes coming now to about 2 o'clock. 2 lanes of traffic and your hips are facing forward for warrior one. Lift the arms up alongside the ears or whatever is comfortable for your shoulders. Option for temple fingers. Bring your hands down behind the sacrum.
Interlace the hands, possibly moving one hand over a little bit so it's like you're holding someone else's hand. Lift through the heart, spread through the collarbone. Slowly exhale and fold to the inside of the left thigh. Release the hands to the block. Bring the block to the inside of that left foot and draw the left hip back for pyramid. You might want to hop the back foot forward just a bit so both heels touch the earth. Draw the left hip way back so you float the heart towards the knee for your good stretch in that left hamstring. One more breath in pyramid. Soften the front knee, walk the hands forward in a tripod, lift the back leg, forward standing split. Then bring that block into the left hand. Roll the hips open, coming to your half moon. Having that block in the left hand can really help sturdy up your posture. Lifting and breathing. Holding a focus point if that helps you. One more breath here. Slowly dropping the back foot. Coming back to our warrior two. When you land from a standing posture or a balanced posture, your foot might not be right where you expected, so feel free to move it. Let's move on to warrior, reverse warrior. 2 or 3 breaths here. Notice the breath in the belly. Use those exhales. And then windmill the hands to the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right for 3 breaths here. Coming down into our dolphin plank, 3 breaths. Walk it back up, plank for 3 breaths. Push your hips high and recover in down dog or child's pose. 3 to 5 breaths here. Really breathing in through the nose and letting it out through the mouth or nose. On the next inhale, looking between the thumbs. And on the exhale, stepping forward, forward fold. Inhale, lift to a half lift. Exhale, fold, soften the knees and hips, reach behind you, and sweep up into your chair. 2 or 3 breaths. And all the way up. And release. Let those arms dangle a bit. Feeling like big door knockers. Empty coat sleeves. And then come on down to the center of your mat in a seated posture. And bring both feet off to one side with a 90-90 posture. So both knees are bent at approximately 90 degrees. And then walk both hands over to the opposite side that the feet are. Keeping the spine long. And then walk the hands over towards the feet. Keep the spine long again and turn towards the heels. And then place that hand back behind you. So in my case, it's for you, it would be the left hand, and the right hand is going to sweep up as your hips squeeze and you lift.
rock star pose, like you're a rock star sliding across the stage, playing your guitar. And soften and let the hips down. Lean back a little to let yourself switch the feet to the other side. Take both hands off towards the direction of the knees and take a nice long twist that way. And then walk the hands towards the heels and let the spine twist that direction. Bring your right hand behind you and let the left hand sweep up as you squeeze the hips, lifting up in that rock star position. And release. Beautiful. Okay, let's move into a little core work. We'll roll down onto our mat and make sure you bring a block along with you. We're going to use our block a couple times along the way. Bring your heels behind your glutes. Lengthen out the arms alongside the body. Find the breath in the low belly. Take a nice full breath in. Exhale, push the small of the back down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale it down and roll on up into your bridge. Lifting the heart, lifting the hips. Put a little weight into your heels and shoulders as you push away from each other. Draw the knees towards each other. One more breath here. Slowly unroll, lifting your heels. Draw the tailbone towards the heels. Take your hands around the low thighs and push your feet forward as you come up into your boat posture. Reach your hands forward towards the toes. And you can, of course, hold your knees if you'd rather. 3 breaths. Bring the elbows down and the heels in behind the glutes for another bridge. This time, however, place a block between your knees and give yourself a little challenge there, squeezing the block as you roll up into your bridge. Little weight in the heels and the shoulders. Squeeze the block, squeeze the pelvic floor. Inhale, fill. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, fill. And squeeze. Roll it down as you lift the heels. Drop your block to the side. And once again, take the thighs in your hands. Push the feet forward, coming into your boat and breathing. Bring the elbows down, rock back into your bridge position, dropping the heels. And again, let's use our block. It gives a little different experience for our bridge. Roll on up into your bridge as you're squeezing the block. Find the breath. Exhale, squeeze the block between the knees. Squeeze the pelvic floor. Inhale, fill. Exhale, draw that navel in and squeeze. Inhale, fill. Press the heels and the shoulders away from each other. Gently release as you roll the spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Set the block aside and let your shins float up. Rock a little left and right. Keep the knees right over the hips. Bring the hands behind the ears, caging the ears here. And let the knees fall apart. Then squeeze the right elbow towards the right knee. Inhale back. Squeeze the left elbow towards the left knee. Inhale back. Try not to bring your knees in, but rather use the side muscles to pull the elbow towards the knee. Follow your breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, squeeze. And squeeze. 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 Couple more times on each side. And release, bringing your heels down and your arms alongside the body. And then take a block and set it underneath the sacrum for our legs up the wall. We're kind of getting to that restorative part of our practice. Let the knees float up and the hips float up. Sorry, the heels float up and the hips are on your block. And just relax there in Viparita Karani, legs up the wall. Take some circles with your ankles, or just let them balance there. Let stillness be your friend. Nice big breath in. Let the heels drift apart, getting a bit of an inner thigh stretch as you reach for the corners of the room. And bringing the heels back together. Let the knees come towards the chest. Option to stay on or off your block, you decide. And then reach through the knees for your big toes for a happy baby. Releasing the toes or ankles, letting the heels come down to the mat. Lifting up to release the block. Lengthen out through the left leg. Bring the right knee into the left hand and bring it across the body. So you're almost up onto your left side, and the left hand is on the right thigh. Then kick your right foot up. No, not the right foot, the left foot up into the right hand. There we go. Cat pulling its own tail. Okay, so your bottom leg is in your back hand. Okay, the front leg is folded in front of you, and the top hand is, the bottom hand is on top of it. And you may find that a block underneath your head is comfortable for this posture, because the head seems to float a little bit high for me on this, so having a block under the head can relax the neck. Squeeze the glute on the left to open the front of the left hip flexor, and take a bit of that twist in this position for 2 or 3 breaths. And then gently releasing that bottom foot, bringing yourself back through center, taking your time. We'll come onto the other side. So rolling over onto your right side. The block is underneath your head. You get a little support from that. Bring your top leg into your right hand and the bottom foot into your left hand. And then squeeze the glute on the right as you bring that heel in towards the glute and push through the knee. Try and keep the spine long, even up through the neck and the crown of the head. Let the left shoulder roll back open, a little bit of a twist there. Breathing here. And then gently releasing and letting that go. Take the block out from underneath your head. So you roll back onto your back side. And just get ready for our final resting posture, Shavasana. Letting your arms and legs float out a little away from the center of the body. And the body grow heavy here in our final resting posture. Take a nice breath in and take 3 breaths for a gratitude. And gratitude for this moment of your life. And then 3 breaths for trust. Trust that you are loved, guided, held, never alone. You belong in this universe. 3 breaths for trust. Loved, guided, never alone. And then 3 breaths for what you love. Beauty, nature, friends, family. 3 breaths for what you love. And 3 breaths for service. What will you serve? How can you serve that which you love? Three breaths to serve. Then releasing that and just taking a nice full breath in. And a long exhale, letting go. Repeating that breath 2 or 3 times. Really bringing yourself to the felt sense of the body right here. Feeling the breath and feeling yourself being right here. Returning to the natural breath and just resting here for a handful of breaths. Feeling the back side of the body where it rests against the earth and the support of the earth holding you. Deepening your breath a bit. When you're ready, bringing your knees in towards your chest. Rocking a little left and right.
Comfort the low back. Maybe draw some circles on the back. And then letting both knees come over onto your left side. Rolling over onto your left side. Perhaps using a block underneath the head. For a breath or two in this fetal posture. And using the hands to press you up to a seated posture. And we'll close our practice time together. Thank you, friends, for joining me for practice this evening. May you take a bit of what you've worked on here on the mat into your week, into your day tomorrow, into your life at any moment that you need it. Thank you for your time and your attention. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, friends, for joining me for another week of practice. I hope you have a beautiful week.